morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, cause it's showtime.
And good. Welcome.
How you doing?
This bell sucks.
I'm welcome today and get ours.
To the Brooklyn breakfast. No, the Brooklyn. What the hell do I call this?
Breakfast at the cafe?
Breakfast at the cafe. Welcome to all our friends all over. I am very excited this morning.
Why?
Do you know why? I got great news. Great news.
Tell me.
I saw, like everybody else saw on the news, but I saw it last night. Stock market saw it last night too. That hopefully, there were no new reported cases of the virus in New York City. And
I can tell you 100% true that's wrong, but I'll go with the media spin on it.
Why is it 100% wrong?
Because I got a phone call yesterday of someone who was just diagnosed with it.
That's not what they said.
That's what you just told me. There are no new reported cases. So
I see you admitted to the hospital.
There you go. So clarify, Ricky.
I'm going to tell you something, Lucy. There's going to be reported cases for the next year.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be factual. Do you know why you have to be factual? Let me tell you why you have to be factual. I spoke to my very, very good friend this morning, Faith Washington.
Oh,
and she said, and so I paused for a moment, that we must be factual. Because you know why? Because not all media outlets are factual. So it is our responsibility to be who we are and to be factual. So that is my new level of what we are going to be doing. I mean, we're always factual, but that's why I'm always fact checking you, Ricky, over there. Freddie's fact checking. We'd be fact checking.
You can fact check me all you want. I call my sister who works at Columbia Presbyterian and who is home, by the way.
Good.
And I asked her if they received any new cases in ICU or in the hospital yesterday, and the answer was no. Now, at the same time, but this is good news because it could be. Now, they said don't get all excited about this, but I got to get excited because I need something to get excited about. So I am excited about that.
Good. Fantastic.
How you like? Now, you know something, Mrs. Grumpy? You've been after me about being grumpy for 2 weeks. I get good news and you're putting water on it.
Because you know why? I'm not putting water on it. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you're excited about it. Here's the thing. You're excited about what our propaganda media company, not ours, but the masses are feeding you. That is what is exciting you. And that is the same propaganda that is fueling other people. You should be excited about something else. You know what you should be excited about? You should be excited that you got a new grandbaby on the way. You should be excited that it was baby Joey's birthday. You should be excited that our platform is growing. We've got more and more people promoting their business and they are getting going. You should be excited about the fact that you've got good health. You should be excited about the fact that we've got a spectacular studio that we can come and go and do and create magnificent things on a network. It doesn't matter the propaganda of all this other nonsense that people are feeding you to fuel your excitement. Because you know what? All they have to do is switch that verbiage and it tanks everything. It's all just stuff. It's the other stuff that you need to hold on to. Because you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow's Passover. We go into Good Friday. We go into Easter. That's what you should spiritually be excited about. Not the fact that the market's up in New York. Because you know what? They're just feeding you what they want to feed you. It's the media. That. But if that excites you, as long as you're not grumpy, I'll take it.
No, why would you want me grumpy when you're already grumpy?
I'm not grumpy at all. I just think that there's so much nonsense in the media that's on 20. Do you know, you and I run out of things to say, although I never run out of things to say for 3 hours. How do you think they keep going? They change the story, they tweak a word, and if you change one word, it's another 24 hours of news, because then people keep sharing it on social media. Oh my gosh, the governor said this and the governor said that. There has to be more to this. And I'm telling you, no conspiracy theories, but there is more to this. And so much of this is just blowing up out of proportion. Look at the rate of heart disease. Look at people who die from metabolic syndrome. And you know what, Mr. Happy? Those people that are immunocompromised and have metabolic syndrome and diabetes, those are the people that are having more complications. So let's get back to better health. All the things that we talk about all the time, and get happy about that. How you like me now?
Are you done?
I'm on my second cup of coffee, so I'm not quite sure yet. Good morning, Karen. Say good morning to the Turk.
The Turk is back. And long live the Turk. Good morning,
Jojo
Turk.
says, I want to roll. Jojo's laughing. Jojo, I got to change it up, because yesterday Walmart man went to freaking Walmart.
I went to Walmart.
We got to give Jojo a code. I got to give Jojo a code to call in. Yes.
Yeah. Send her a code. She'll come right in. First of all, grumpiness, let me tell you something. And you give Karen Turker also. I want to see how she's doing. The bottom line is this. When there is a typhoon and the waters recede, and I find people alive, it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what the news says. This, to me, my friend, is good news. It is better news than I've been hearing about the deaths, the tolls. There have been more deaths over this virus than the last 3 wars combined for the United States of America. And that bothers me. I laid my aunt to rest yesterday. That bothers me. I do have grandchildren coming. You're absolutely right. This is why it bothers me. So I'm going to take a glimmer. I'm going to take a speck of good news, and I'm going to do a cha-cha, as DJ Ortiz would say. And I'm going to dance the jig, because if, and God willing, if this is a trend of better news to come, good news begins with the first word. It doesn't matter what the news says. It matters what the people in the city of New York, now, it matters what they feel. It matters what's going down here. It matters that you and I are still able to do this and talk to our friends and put all the businesses on, like we had yesterday with Mission Barbecue. It still matters. Everything matters. But what I'm just saying is that there is a glimmer of hope. I'm not saying it's cured.
There has always been a glimmer of hope. You, my dark knight, have just chosen not to see it.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Dr. Fauci, Mr. Elio Fauci,
Dr. Fauci,
was quoted of saying there could be 240,000 deaths, between 100 and 240. And he did it to scare people. God willing, we don't even get close to that number. And he now is saying, we can fight this. We can fight this. You know, sometimes when you go to war, Dawn, you need to have bullets. You need to have a gun. You need to have something to fight with. This news today gives me something to fight with. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I got this little bell here. I'm going to ring my bell. I don't like this bell. I don't know how to use it. This is a very interesting bell. And I'm going to say, God bless, because no ICU is still no ICU. I also read that Long Island has become the new hotbed. Now, there are going to be beds. You know this, right? There are going to be hotspots. Long Island has become a hotspot. It is out of control there. But that's what a virus does. It goes everywhere. But anyway, enough of that. That was my good news. Being that you're Mrs. Grumpy.
I'm not grumpy. Here's what I don't understand. It's really what I don't understand. I'm going to try and say this as tactfully as I possibly can, which probably won't be so tactful because you tell me I'm like a sledgehammer, right?
Yes.
Why does it take the media outlet of the masses to make you feel like you've got good news? Why can't, in your heart of hearts, you know, when you look at the numbers and you see this very, very teeny tiny percentage, but yes, it's a percentage and it exists, are suffering the most dire of consequences and death? Why can't you look at that other 98.8% and say, you know what, they are recovering and they are going home. Why have you focused on this teeny tiny part and blown it up like the media has? Why haven't you had a hope all along to say, you know what, just like I've been telling you, people are recovering, people are going home, people are coming together? Why do you rely on those that are paid by big box advertisers and big pharma to give you your information that gives you a happy face? Why? You know better than that.
Because we are media. And we rely on sources. We rely on sources being given to us to move forward. So if the media has a consensus, they have a bigger army than I do. And they tell me that the city of New York and the state of New York and the president and the White House and everything else see a downward trend. I'm going to run with that. Now, I get bombarded with conspiracy theories. You want to talk about conspiracy theories? I got a whole bunch. And some of our good friends believe in that. I don't. I don't have time for that. My word is this. I'm going to hang my hat on the small bit of good news that there were no cases reported. And that's the end of that. I want to say good morning to Joy. How are you, Joy? I'm working with Joy. Joy got hooked up with the Ethernet, her computer, and the whole nine. She actually went through this whole thing. And we are going to put something on the new platform with Joy. I also, I'll probably even do the same thing with Jojo and everything else. I haven't put the new platform out yet because I want to do a Facebook page for the social media piece and everything else that goes with it. We did set up the YouTube on it, and what a mess that I made, but I fixed it all up. So we move on. Mrs. Hope, Mrs. Happy, I am happy.
I'm going to do a new segment on Dawn's coffee mug today. This should be my coffee mug today. Put on your glasses.
You see mine?
What is that? I see that.
You know who gave me this?
Who?
Marsha Teal from Caregiver Solutions Info on Tuesday tonight.
For Alzheimer's. Mine is Tinkerbell.
Alzheimer's, see that?
Do you know how you have a thing of what grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to know what grinds my gears?
More?
There's more. There's a post circulating on social media that says, remember when Disney had magic? Remember when Paris was romance? Remember when? You know what? And this upsets me because Disney is still magical and Paris is still romantic and New York is still the epicenter of Broadway and theater and people coming together for fun. So that post grinds my gears because nothing has changed. It's taken a pause and the Disney magic continues and it will come back, and the romance of Paris is still there and it will come back, and the lights on Broadway will shine once again. So that post grinds my gears. I'm just saying. Because that is not a loving post.
But the funny thing is that nobody says it stopped. But nobody has said that the magic has left the Magic Kingdom. Nobody has said that Paris isn't beautiful with rain and the Eiffel Tower. Nobody said that's gone away. I still want to remember.
Have you seen that post?
Remember. It doesn't matter what the post says. The only thing that matters is what you believe. And if you believe good things, then good things happen to you and you circulate that. Now, let me tell you something about Walmart. I had to go to Walmart yesterday and you got mad. Okay. I went to Walmart with gloves and masks and the whole nine. Now, at Walmart, they have tape. You are only allowed 6 feet between each other. You can't be outside the tape. And there was police there. There was a lot of security there. They are counting the number of people that go into Walmart. At a certain number, they stop the line and tell you to go wait in your car. Okay? I went in. I got in there. They have these blue boxes where they want to see people spread. If they see you walking around the store and you're too close to one another, they come over and say, move away. Spread out. Now, I was only in Walmart for, 4 minutes, and I ran the hell out of there. But let me tell you what I saw that concerns me. There was a lady with 2 children. One of the girls was running around. The other baby was in her arms. She had no mask. The kids had no mask. They were running around like it was any other day in Paris. And the lady came over and said to her, do you think that what you're doing is wise? And she said to me, this is all a conspiracy. I don't believe it. And this is why, Dawn, I tell you, If we get good news, we get good news. When you get bad news, you get bad news. But then how do you treat somebody like that? How do you talk to somebody who has two little beautiful girls running around her with her cart, running around with no mask, no protection, in shorts and everything else, that she just came from the beach? And she's not doing it. She told the lady, I am not doing any of that. This is all BS. So what do you do?
Well, there's so many things. You know what I do? I go back to my hula hoop, back to my hula hoop theory. Everyone should go out and get a hula hoop. I'm really seriously looking for one, right? If we all walk around with our hula hoops, we can do two things. One is you got social distancing, because otherwise people are going to knock into your hula hoop. Number two is, actually there's more than a couple things. Two is when you're online, you put it down and people can't come into your personal area. And number three is have some fun, and you could just stop and hula hoop or dance or do something fun to make you laugh, because you know what? It is going to get better, and it will get better. And conspiracy theories, there's always a theory on something. I'm not here to debate that one way or another. I will educate myself, and that will be that. Have some fun. That's all you can do. But there is so much hope. People are recovering, and I'm telling you, at the end of the day, the reality is, and these numbers may never come out, this virus has been here longer than they say. More people have been affected in the United States than they say. More people have antibodies than you realize. And to me, my opinion, the game changer, and people are watching that are nurses in the healthcare industry, the game changer is going to be that antibody test, and more people are going to realize they've been exposed, and we're going to be able to open up sooner rather than later. However, on the flip side of that coin are people who are going to say, it doesn't matter, I don't need the antibodies. If they can go out, I can go out. So that's where we're going to have this issue, because there are people that have the antibodies and people that don't. And how do you open it up? It's like, what do you always say? It's like being a little pregnant. How do you open it up a little bit to let some out and others not? That's going to be the issue. However, I think people have a whole lot more, I don't want to say faith, but it's not a sense of relief knowing that they have the antibodies, which means they are immune, they're saying right now, for a year to two. And so when you lay your head down on that pillow, you're not feeling that you have exposed anyone, or that people you've been exposed to have now exposed you, because you have a sense of faith that, you know, you already had it, you got through it, you're on the other side of it. They're willing to go far to the Super Bowl, but it was Miami.
Let me ask you a different question.
Yeah.
And Fred, good morning. Sometimes all of that is good and everything else. If you're a business owner, and again, my information was gathered in different sources.
From the media resources? Okay.
No, there's also reading, Sun Sentinel, there's a few places.
On the media sources.
It's media. And it talks about how business people, now we've been inviting business people on to come and talk to us, tell us about their business, keep that mental anguish subdued so that you can continue to do business. Okay. There's a lot of question going on right now about the SBA loan. I want to get Ian when he's not so busy. I want to get him on the phone. There's a lot of flip-flopping going on, a lot of moving back, because what the banks are saying is that this is going to get better. So they don't want to change the rules. They just want us to wait. A lot of businesses can't afford to wait. So, Mrs. What shall we call you?
Hope and Happiness.
Mrs. Hope and Happiness. How do you keep the bridge from collapsing? How do you keep that mentality? How do you keep employees believing? I mean, our interns right now, our producers right now, we sent out a blast today to get them in the game, to keep them in the game. So you got to send out a tidbit of good news somewhere, somehow. And what are you going to do? Are you going to, as a business owner, what do? You're going to rely on it's going to get better while everything else around you falls apart?
You have to have hope, and it starts from the top. And hello to everybody who's watching, and Leslie and Joy and Lynn and Kenny Love and everyone who's watching. Diana, we haven't seen her in a while. You have to rely on what put you in the business in the first place. What is your mission statement? What is your message what is your message of your business, or who you are as a person, that you have to hold on to?
Yeah, but
and
right now,
that message has to be strong.
But that mission statement right now, Dawn, is going to be put at the door. You are in survival mode. Companies need to survive.
It cannot be put at the door. That mission statement of who you are and what you do. If our mission statement of me and all of my stuff actually changed during this time, then who have I been for the past 4 years or 49 years before I met you to do this? You have to hold on to your conviction.
I'm not asking you to change your mission statement.
But people do.
I'm asking you, do you pivot because of what's going on to your business?
You have to pivot. And if you're going to
pivot, how do you survive?
You have to pivot. And you have to, as Ian said, actually tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, Lauren Cohen's going to be joining us. And she's been doing webinars all over the internet for the past week about all of these loans and all of this information as well. So she's going to be joining us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to go over some of the changes and monies that are available. If you can access the monies, apply, try it. We don't know what's happening. They said monies was going to be in people's accounts in 3 days, 3 business days. I have not heard of anyone that has received those monies in 3 days. I know people that applied on Thursday, which means the money should be hitting their bank accounts today. If, in fact, I hear any of that coming to fruition, I will let you know that. Because you know what? That's not media hype. That will be proof when you see those funds being transferred into your account.
I'll let you know. I got a question for you. Denise Clark says, where is she going to pivot? Pivot to where?
Who says?
Somebody wrote in, Denise Clark. She says, pivot to where? How do you pivot?
How do you pivot? You take your business and your mission and you make that shift of what you have to do. The employees you can keep. If you need to furlough some until you get back up and running, you do what you have to do. But to let everybody go in the masses right now, what that does to morale, if you can keep people, say, you know what, when this gets back, you will have a job to the best of my.
What if they can't keep them?
But what if you can? What if in 6 weeks from now, there is something spectacular that happens? And you know what? You can. And you can bring all those people back. And at the end of the day, for these 6 weeks, these people have now been in fear, been in worry, and been in doubt. What if something amazing happens and you know what? And they find a vaccine, or they find hope, or they find a temporary, I can't say the C word, but a way to make this heal people quicker. What if that happens? And then you look back and say, wow, look where I was for the past 6 weeks. I was in fear. I gave up faith. I cried. I fought. I did all these things. I feel like I'm in a Jewish prayer book right now, right? When we're at the Jewish New Year.
Well, I got something. I got something for you on that point. Gina DeRusso says this will end in God's time. This is all written and is happening for a reason. Get ready. The reason is near. And Lynn agrees. Lynn says that it's the difference between your purpose and your platform. Purpose stays the same, but how you deliver, i.e., your platform is what has to adapt.
Exactly, 100%. So has our purpose stayed the same? You're grumpy. And I still believe in the magic of people in the world.
I'm not grumpy. You know, you make it sound that Freddie sits here, he has a cup of coffee, he waits for the next show, and nothing in between happens. There's adaptation of things that we are creating and trying to perfect to make better. Okay, a couple of instances. Yesterday at the radio station, we came up with a plan that took us all weekend to put into play. It was flawless. Even the radio station said, wow, that was amazing. And we did 3 shows that way. And everything, you can do up to 6 people on there if you need be. On radio, that's difficult to do. You don't want to do that, but you can. That was number 1. We also have to work on, Facebook has changed their platform for streaming. I don't even know if Teddy knows that, but there's a new platform that uses less bandwidth, and we used it yesterday, and it was flawless. There is the adaptation. It is trying to get as many people on the net without eating up the bandwidth. And you know about that a little bit because you see people looking like they're mechanical. okay, or chopping up or breaking up. CBS has the same problem. ABC has the same problem. And they are all talking to one another and asking Facebook, who has asked us, what are you doing to resolve the issue? I get what you're saying. But what my contention is here, if you are in survival mode and you can't hold on to your employees, some people are giving them a meal. Some people have given them cash. Some people can't afford to give them anything because they're restaurant business, especially hospitality business, they are on a cash in, cash out basis. Then what do you do to those souls who now are going to go out, they're unemployed, the website crashes, they got to repair, by the way. Unemployment in Florida is back up. I checked it this morning. If you want to go in there, go in there. It was down. People were mailing in their requests. What do you do with the mentality? And how is that going to affect you going forward? So when this is all said and done, how does it affect people, what you're going through? Does it change you? Does it change your perspective on business?
Let me tell you what happened this morning. So I've been going through this 21-day meditation, right? And everyone knows meditating is not my strong suit. It's like squirrel, shiny things. I'm all over the place. But I finished it. So today I sit down and I think I'm going to start a new one. But I actually sat down and I had this epiphany, this aha moment in my mind. And things came to me and they actually made sense. Here's what I'm thinking. If you let the world and the media propagate your thoughts and change the mission and your passion of who you are, you will shift in a way that you are unrecognizable. And all of that growth that you and I talk about every day, day in and day out, on bettering yourself, on being strong, on stepping into your purpose and stepping into your power, you've lost. You need to take that time and turn off the news. Turn off the stuff that does not suit who you are. If this suits you, Freddie, go for it. It does not serve my highest purpose. So I've turned it off. And the voices in my head that continue to talk to me, and they do, but we all have them, right? It's like Jiminy Cricket. Let your conscience be your guide. There's Jiminy Crickets in your voice, or the Tinkerbells, or whatever it is that you resonate with that makes you who you are, makes you stronger, and motivates you to get out of bed every day. That is what you need to hold on to. That faith that you have, because all of this other negative stuff that is around, it will permeate you. It will permeate your soul. It will get into your pores. And you look at this person that you've now become and say, that's who I was then. That's not who I am now. I need to get back to who I am now. Whatever it takes to get there, that's what you need to get back to, that person who has stepped into that power, who has walked the walk, who has talked the talk, who has told their man in the dark hat to stop that. But you got to rise. You got to be you. You got to.
Yeah, Dawn, not for nothing, but I've been doing this business for over 20 years. And in 20 years, if you think that everything that I had, every discussion that I've had, every negotiation that I've done has been a positive one, then erase it. And let me tell you the truth. When I started doing streaming, before there was a Facebook and everything else, everybody laughed at me. Okay, Major League Baseball and the National Football League said nobody watches sports on your phone. This is before you guys is looking at what you're looking at. The only person that I can honestly say was the Beasley Radio Network, Bob Morency, is the only man alive who said to me, here's a checkbook, I'm all in, this is the future, and he believed in me. And he gave me the opportunity. So I can take in negative news. I can see all the news everywhere. Is it going to affect me? Well, when I bury an aunt, I'm sorry, it's going to affect me. When I have people that are reliant on me paying them so that things can happen in Puerto Rico, my Awilda, my niece, has lupus, and they took away her medication to give it out because part of the deal in Puerto Rico is that they're using the lupus medicine as a alternative. She needs that to survive, and they cut her dose in half. That becomes a problem for me. But that being said, I can take in negative. It doesn't change me. It doesn't change my message. I'm going to tell you something. To knock this hat off my head and to take this smile off my face, it has to be a lot. When I lost mom and dad, I cried. I mourned my loss. I look at what's happening around me. I mourn the loss. But it doesn't change the message. The message is still the same. The question I'm trying to ask you, though, is that there are people who can't hear the music. They can't see it, and they're panicking, and I understand why. I understand that your business, it looks like it's disintegrating in front of you, especially with what Ian said. If you did your business incorrectly to save on taxes and what you have, then you're going to have an issue because you're not going to qualify for monies. I get it. I get it. The bottom line here is that we have to come together. We got to keep the faith. We got to keep going and find a way. And you have to make what you do different to survive until you can get back on the horse. So you put the horse out here to eat some hay, and now you ride the cow. Still riding, but now you're riding the cow, not the horse. Make sense?
You can ride the cow. I choose to click my heels and fly with my wand. But yes, it makes sense. Lisa Dwoskin says she loves you, Freddie. Keep up the good work, both of you. Susan Forma says, I agree with Dawn. It's too easy to get caught up in the fear of the media. All I'm saying is that you all know who you are. Lisa says, faith, believe, pray, and meditate. You know who you are. You know in your heart of hearts, in your soul, of why you do what you do, why the business you created is the business you created, whether it be to help someone, to give back, to put food on someone's table, to make someone smile, whatever it is, you got to find a way to get back to that point somehow, even for a glimmer of the day, just a moment to know that that light still is there. You know, sometimes when the candle burns low or the fire in the fireplace, right, and it's just a smolder and you need those bellows to bring the fire up, right? So it's still burning. It's still burning. Your fire, it's still there. You just need some wind or that wind beneath your wings to keep you going, that hope, something. Believe in who you are.
Do you remember, before all of this happened, we had a gentleman from England come in to sing opera?
Yes.
You remember that day? Do you remember prior to that day, there was a conversation that I started with you and the producers and what we talked about that day? Do you remember?
Refresh my memory. That was the Kramer-Durkin duo, yes.
And how far long ago was that? Months ago, right? At least a half a year ago?
January.
And we talked about, are you the best at what you do?
Yes.
You remember that conversation?
100%.
And everybody that came into the studio for 2 weeks, what was the question I asked?
Are you the best at what you do?
And what is the correct answer to that question?
The correct answer, well, you can't say the correct answer. Most people told you
Time out.
No. That they were working on it. Your correct answer.
Correct answer. No. You see, this is the difference between preaching it and saying it and believing it. The correct answer is yes, because you are, like you said, nobody knows you better than yourself. You are the best at what you do. Yeah, I heard stories, I can improve. I heard more negative about themselves than I heard positive. And therein lies the problem.
Well, therein lies the exact problem. You're hearing about 98% of bad stuff, and you're not believing the 2% of hope.
No, you're not believing. You're not acknowledging the fact that we have more negative, 98% of weight on people's back than the 2% of good. It is easier to carry that 98 pounds of flesh than it is to carry 2 pounds of light. It makes no sense. So we had arguments with people. I argue with people on the air. I still argue. You know, it's funny. I know an EMS worker in New York City. I get a lot of my information from him. He's working 18 hours a day. He's working until he can't, his name is Frankie. He can't work no more. I told Frankie, you're going to have to stop, because if you don't stop, you're going to get sick, and you being sick doesn't help anybody. You know what he told me?
What?
Freddie, the moment I stop, somebody dies. Okay, you got to understand the pressures that they are under. So all I'm saying is, when somebody says to you, you are the best at what you do, the answer is yes, because it's easy to say no. It's easy to give into this. It's easy to say conspiracy, boom, all of that. But that doesn't answer the question of who we are.
Do you know why? And I'd love for people to write in and tell us why you say no. In my opinion, you know why people say no? Because they think it's being egotistical, or you think you're fluffing your feathers and you're all that if you say yes. Some religions actually think if you say, yes, you're the best at what you do and everything is great, that you're like cursing yourself and more bad will come. There's a whole lot of superstitious things that are floating out there, but all you can do is believe in who you are and go back to your mission and go back to why you do what you do and go back to who you are as a parent, as a sister, as a mother, father, child, whatever you are. Go back to what you do. Have dinner with your family, doing homework. Do I know this homeschooling? Oh my gosh, I thank God every day that I am not homeschooling my kids right now, because you want to talk about who's on the front line right now? Parents are on the front line right now. They are working. They are trying to provide for their families. They are health providers. They are now teachers. They are homeschoolers. They are disciplinarians. It is parents, single parents, parents who had multiple jobs, side hustles, that are now doing everything, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the kids. You have no respite in school. These are the people that are on the front lines. Everybody now, it has shifted. Remember when I used to say I never understand why football and basketball and all these sports players are making all the big bucks for entertainment? Right. Maybe this is the time we shift it. Maybe our teachers should be making the money. Maybe our EMS and our first responders and our nurses and our CNAs and those people who are deep in the trenches, maybe those are the ones that should be paid a whole lot more, because they are the ones that are doing it, walking it. Is it entertaining and glorious? Absolutely not. But this is what their path is. And you know what? Maybe this is the equal leveling ground now.
Yeah, but the bottom line is a teacher doesn't play in front of 70,000 people. If she taught in front of hold on. If she taught in front of 70,000 people, then you have room for negotiations to pay her the numbers that the salary guys who bring in those numbers are getting. You know, you got to look at the business you choose. There isn't many. There's maybe 3,000 players a year that get to play a professional sport. It isn't like the 60,000 teachers. You got to look at the numbers as to what they are. This is not to say the teachers don't deserve the money. Of course they deserve the money. The problem here is that you're dealing with an unknown science, and teachers should get all the money. Police officers, firemen. You know, it's really funny. I remember when I was in auxiliary, and there were people that used to say, oh, I hate the cops and yada, yada, yada. But when there was an issue with their neighbor, or there was a gunfight or a steal or burglary, they used to call the cops. In my mind, that never made any sense, right? The bottom line is you got to believe in you, like Joyce said. You got to believe in yourself or anybody else to be able to drink from that water. You want to be the best at what you do, because then people would say that you don't or you aren't. If you don't promote yourself, we're going to have Jeff on here in a little bit. You don't promote yourself, if you don't bring your business to that next level, then why the hell should anybody else believe in what you say, follow you, and you just disintegrate the business right in front of you? Why not? You don't believe in it. You don't believe in you.
You know what's funny? What's interesting about this conversation, we're going to go to commercial break in just a moment, is that these are the conversations that you and I would have every morning before we would go on air, but not on air. So this is kind of our behind the scenes, but right in front of everyone, the raw, the conversation, the passion, the back and forth, whatever it is. This is our behind the scenes. It's just now that we don't have our warm up before we go on air, they get it on air. I don't know. We'll see. It seems people are commenting, and welcome to our crazy is all I can say. We'd love to hear from you. Please write in, comment. You can always give us a call at 866-224-5422, or you can download our MobiPop. Start a new text message. The number is 55312. The message is cafe, and take a look because a new text blast is coming out this week. Let's take a quick commercial break. Thank some of our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jeff Greenberg with promo stuff for you. I've got a cow right on my computer right now. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE
255-312. That's CAFE 255-312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And I'm back.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, you're back? Ding, ding, ding. You sound like Jay Farrow, and I'm back. Well, so am I.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't sound like you.
Jay, Jean, Freddie, Dawn, and we're back at the Brooklyn Cafe. Thank you to everyone who's writing in and commenting. We really appreciate all of those comments. You know what? It takes two sides to everything, and then what do you always say? There's the third. Whatever it takes to keep us all going. And if you want to laugh on Facebook, I can tell you, this next guest, he is probably one of the funniest with some of the strangest sense of humor things he posts on Facebook. But man, he gets you laughing. We got Jeff Greenberg with promo stuff for you joining us. Good morning, Jeff. You need more cowbell.
That's how my cow got named.
I think I think that Jeff is missing his calling. Jeff, I think that you are more of a comedian than a branding expert, because some of the stuff you write is just ridiculous and it's funny.
Well, I wanted to do stand-up it was always a thing I wanted to do, but I'm so short you can't tell I'm standing up.
But I'm bum.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
And there you have it.
You know,
What's
Jeff,
happening? Yeah.
we were just talking about believing in yourself, staying within yourself, growing your awareness of your business, and being positive. And you are the perfect step to doing this, because we've been saying this all along since the whole thing started. Branding yourself is an everyday, and that I say everyday job. It is not a job that you do once a week, twice a week. It is an everyday haul. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the better you'll reward your business. And I just wanted to get your comments on something like that.
Well, absolutely. I don't think anybody should stop branding. It's just a matter of pivoting how they want to do things and how they want to, what the purpose is. So I would still be, instead of you're going to your events or your what have you, now everybody's sort of home. I would be sending care packages. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a few now. Like, I've got some really great products, and I'm going to start sending them to some of my clients just to let them know, hey, I'm thinking of you. Hope everything is good. we'll get through this, and when we do, everything will be okay.
What kinds of things are you putting together to send to people?
Funny you should ask. So this is something that I put, this is a 100% recycled bag, and it's washable. So it's like a little tote bag, like a little grocery bag. So I've got this, and I've got a whole bunch of other items that I'm going to be putting in there, and I'm going to be sending those bags to some of my clients and some of my friends. You know,
what are you putting in the bag?
So I'm going to put in a coffee mug because we're all drinking coffee, and that's right. And I'm going to put in some of my pens and my notepads and things like that. So little things to sort of keep them, you know, busy. I'm working on I'm waiting on my crossword puzzle and word search. I've got some coloring books coming. Unfortunately, everybody's on skeleton staff, so deliveries are slower, but I'm putting stuff together because I want to make sure that people know that I'm thinking of them, and my brand will be out there, and hopefully when everything gets better, they'll be thinking of me and say, "Hey, Jeff, I appreciated what you sent me, and I'd love to do some stuff too." So
now,
Jeff,
what is Dawn? What is the saying? We stand alone. What is it? We stand together. What is that? That the whole thing that's come out.
Stronger together.
Is that what it is? I would put that on the other side of the bag, Jeff, and it becomes then a cry for what you're doing with this thing. I think that it'll go viral if everybody sees it and they see the logo on this piece as a form of unity.
Well, it's a little late now, but I guess I could get a Sharpie marker and write something here.
I know a couple of artists. A Sharpie. I know a couple of artists that can do that for you.
Okay. The other thing is, it's funny because as I've been watching you guys, I'm thinking, I remember being in the studio and the lighting was always fantastic, right? And the other day, Dawn's lighting was a little bit off. So, Dawn, I have something for you. I'm going to give you this little selfie light that you can put on top of your. She has one.
Oh my
already?
gosh! Another one. I was just going to order a second one.
Well, you don't need to order it. You got one. So
she has one. She showed it to me yesterday.
Do you know what though, Freddie? That is probably one of the best things that you and I can send our clients for branding to continue this platform. Jeff, that is a spectacular thing for us to send to our clients, to Healing Moments and Carmen Care and because I've got 4 lights right in front of me and nothing but that is, I was just going to get off when we're done today, I was going to order a second one. So thank you. But that's a great promotional item for us.
I've got some. So I've got one on me right now. It's mounted on top of my computer where my camera is, and it's on me now. So there you go.
The other thing I think that we talked about, Dawn, is an Ethernet cord, because a lot of what we're doing has to do with an Ethernet. Now, Joy went out and she picked one up yesterday because you connect the Ethernet into a router for this to work the way it's working. It's the correct way of doing it. So we talked about that. We've given out actually a couple of Ethernets like to Leslie and stuff so they can come on, to Tracy so they can come on. So there's a whole bunch of stuff we could work with.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a cable or a cord. There isn't much room to put your brand or logo on it. What has been popular of late before this all happened are the desktop chargers, that you can plug into your computer or your laptop or a USB, and you just sit it on your desk and your phone rests on it. And a lot of them have the QI chargers. So those were really popular. So.
Yeah, it's funny you say that also, because I'm actually going back to the studio to pick mine up because I've got so many things plugged in here. Even on the floor, I've got my phone charger, I've got my computer charger, I got all these lights. I'm running out of places to charge my phone with all these wires. So I was going to go back today and pick up the notebook that you gave us.
Yeah.
And my papers have papers, but at least then I'll have all my codes in one place. I can charge my phone in one place. I won't have, oh my gosh, look at all of this stuff that's here over the weeks. I can keep all my notes together. Jeff, you're like reading my mind, which is a scary place to be, I must tell you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, well,
everybody's
you don't have
mind is a
to.
little scared. Everybody's a little
You know what?
scared right now.
Freddie, about a month ago, Jeff had something delivered to our studio that we have not even been able to share with anyone yet. So I am really looking forward to being able to show everyone that other piece of what he does.
So,
What is she
Yeah.
talking about?
The thing that
What?
Kevin brought over.
yeah,
What are you talking about?
The piece that Kevin brought over and installed for us. The lettering.
Oh,
RE
you're so
versus
sweet.
ER.
Just say it.
Hello.
Just say it. Yes, we have, what is that? A 15-foot sign up on the wall now. It says the New Dawn Theater. It's up
Yes.
on there and looks beautiful. And we haven't had a chance to tell the world that it's there, but we're going to. It's the lettering was done excellently, and I gotta tell you, there were people that had quoted me, because I did that for Dawn's birthday, had quoted me where I had to move everything out of the warehouse and bring in a machine to be able to do this. And your guy came in with a 10-foot ladder and single-handedly put this thing up, and it is beautiful, it is straight, and everybody was just in awe that he did not disturb anything in our business. It would have cost me more to move things out and put it back than to use your services and your guy, Kevin, which is phenomenal, and it's a beautiful sign. I always said to Dawn, you always want to look up. You know, now you have a reason to always look up, keep looking up. And there was always the signs there, Dawn. I tell you, the signs are there.
But he even did it while we were on air. It was during a 9 a.m. show one day. He came and
Yeah, we didn't
installed
time
it.
that right. We didn't time that right. You weren't supposed to be there.
We were on air. He was quiet. He was meticulous. I never even looked up because we were on air. And it's absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, he got there too early. He got there too early, Jeff. He got there,
Yeah.
he skipped an appointment, he moved it around. He got there too early because the object of the game was the whole crew was taking Dawn out for a birthday to get something to eat. In those days, you could do it. And when we came back, it was going to be there. But I said, don't worry about it, just do it.
Yeah, we just wanted to get it up. We didn't realize the timing issue, but
It's amazing. So I can't wait to show that because you do signage also.
Yeah. So print, sign. Right now we're working with a lot of companies, especially restaurants who so many restaurants are in big time trouble. But there's a lot of restaurants that are doing takeout and call-in orders and things like that. So we're doing a lot of direct mailers, and Andrea heads up that division. If you ask me about printing, you might as well talk, French to me. But yeah, we're doing a lot of mailers and stuff like that, letting people know that the restaurants are still open, what their hours might be, little mini menus, things like that. So really important that the restaurants get something out to the area because not everybody will be on Facebook or know that you're open. So, if you can do mailers, it will help. So yeah,
it's interesting you say this. Andrea does the back end, she does the physical stuff and gets everything out. But you're the idea guy. And everything has to happen first with the idea guy because, first of all, you got the right sense of humor. You're full of ideas, and you're not willing to try anything. You're not willing to take no for an answer. You will try anything that's out of the box, which is, I think, what the curve needs right now. So they go with you, you put that whole thing together, and then you hand it off to Andrea, and she makes it happen. I did some work with this gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, at the radio station, the Beasley Radio Network. At the radio station at 1650 South Dixie Highway is where Jody is now in her office locked away. And what you did there, the signage that is there, was a 20-year dream for Jody. Jody now is the general manager there. She's running the whole show. Bob has retired. And everything that you did there, when you walk off the elevator, from the elevator to the rooms, everything else, to the AMP studio that we have on the premises, all of that stuff came out magnificent. Not good. It is magnificent. And it's so new, Dawn, that I never got to take pictures of the new studio, which I want to replace on the AMP TV production page. I want to put that picture up. But my goodness, man, that what Kevin and you guys put together was just brilliant. Just brilliant.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I can't take all the credit. Andrea does have some good ideas too, though. So I can't take all the credit. But thank you. We appreciate it. I thought it looked gorgeous.
Jeff, I love the lights. I want to definitely order some from the cafe for sure, because I don't see in the near future, Freddie, where we're going to be able to have as many people in studio as we once did for a little while. So I think sending this out to people as they're back to growing their business and pivoting, instead of them having to take out hours to come to us with their selfie light, they can come in through video. I think it's spectacular.
I think you're absolutely right.
I'll work on that for you. Hopefully, maybe
we could put on there, listen on the midday show or the morning show or something, so just as a reminder.
Absolutely.
Well, you've only got a small area to print, so we have to figure out what we're going to put. So yeah, we'll figure something.
What's wrong with your eye?
It's about this big. You can put a logo like that big.
It's about 6 inches. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Just 6 inches. I know. Size matters is all I can tell you.
Oh, boy.
Jeff, how do people find you?
Promostufforyou.com or 561-693-2117.
And if you don't remember, just look behind his head.
That's right.
Now, Jeff, you got to realize something. When this is over, you are going to be so busy, you're going to have to divide yourself into 4 people.
That's okay. I welcome it.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be branding. What I would tell people now is to put in orders to get that branding started, because honestly speaking, your new concept or your adapting and your delivery, you go to this man, he's cheaper than anybody else. You get it done so that when the wheels come back, he doesn't want me to say that. When the wheels get, he's cheaper than everybody else. He better be. When the wheels come back, you're going to be ready. You're going to be ahead of the curve, which is what you want to be right now. You want to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you got to hit the ground running when we come out of this. And I think it'll be sooner than later, but I think events are going to take a while to come back. So, but
Agreed.
We'll get out of this.
But when it does, we're going to bring over your event to our new studio, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that also.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So more to come with that. Contact Jeff at promostufforyou.com, and we're going to get our branding started as well. You just got to go. Thank you, Jeff. Stay in touch. Be safe.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jeff. Nice guy. I tell you, I have so many other ideas. When this is over, Dawn, I always wanted to show movies in the theater, because we have the seating, and I wanted to have a big screen that rolls down, like a big table, a big cloth, and then put movies up there and all that. There's a lot of good stuff. Jeff also gave us that coffee machine that we put out, and people get coffee, hot chocolate, tea, and everything else. Another nice piece with that, and also we'll hold promotions on the window of it. So good things are on the rise for us, and we just got to keep the fight. We got to keep it going, and we'll be all right.
All right. What an interesting show, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people commenting and watching, so we welcome your questions and opinions and thoughts all the time. Just pivot. Remember who you are, why you do what you do, what your inner core is, and what your inner strength is. And as always, have faith. We'll be back at 12 o'clock.
Yes, we will.
We've got Teddy Unscripted coming to you at 10:30. You can watch her on 2020 Vision. We've got some new animation coming out with our new network studio called AMP Media Productions. So yes, that was a brainchild that we worked through. So your AMP, either way you look at it, kind of like an acronym, like the Crazy Hot Scale. That's kind of funny as well.
And if you want to take a spot and you want to come with us, because we're still working on the system, we will welcome the content. Just let us know, and we'll put you out there to take a look. I think Sandra Torres is on the schedule. I think Jen G is on the schedule. I know Joy's on the schedule. We got a couple of people that are sending in pieces to blow the platform out.
And we've got Your CBD store coming to you at 12 o'clock today from their Singer Island location. They are delivering CBD to you. They're doing free consultations, and we're actually doing a little twist on it. We're doing the self-care CBD mode today, what it's like. They've got skincare, they've got self-care products, and they've got these bath bombs. So we're changing it up a little bit. It's not always about the delivery system of the tinctures and the edibles. We're going to do a little more self-care CBD today. So changing it up. Have a great morning.
I'm going to have a surprise about what I did with the CBD today. I'm going to let you know at 12.
I'm a little scared to find what that could be.
Oh, baby. You should be very scared.
Have a great morning, everyone. Be kind to each other. Please be safe. Remember who you are, and we'll see you at 12.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.